Whenever we talk about the ethics of self-driving cars, our minds almost always jump to one single classic question.
You know the one. Picture this. There's a runaway trolley. And on the track ahead, there are 5 people who are completely stuck. But you have a choice.
It's this gut-wrenching, impossible decision, right? And for years, it seems like we've all thought this was the key ethical puzzle we had to solve for autonomous vehicles. But what if it isn't? What if it's the wrong question entirely?
So, to really get why this might be the wrong question, we kind of have to dig into the question itself. We're talking, of course, about the famous trolley problem.
At its core, it's a thought experiment. It's designed to push our moral intuitions to the absolute limit. It forces us into a choice between 2 awful outcomes, just to see what principles are guiding our decisions.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting, because watch how our intuitions change. In the switch scenario, most of us feel like, yeah, it's okay to divert the trolley. It's permissible. But in the bridge scenario, where you have to physically push someone, most people say that's absolutely not okay. And yet, the math is identical. Kill 1 to save 5. This deep conflict is exactly why it seems like a perfect test for a machine.
But here's the big pivot. According to the research this analysis is based on, this whole framework might actually be a massive distraction. The problem isn't that it's a hard question to answer. It's that it might be the completely wrong question to ask.
So let's just reframe this for a second. Instead of seeing it as this deep ethical test, what if the trolley problem is actually stopping us from seeing the real messy issues? Well, the argument is that it's a red herring. It's a dramatic, unsolvable puzzle that grabs all of our attention. And while we're all busy debating it, we're completely missing the more complicated, more immediate, and frankly, far more important ethical decisions being made right now. To see why it's such a distraction, we have to understand the real ethics involved. And that all starts with one key thing: how these cars actually perceive and process the world. Think about it. The trolley problem assumes a perfect world. You have all the information, you get to make one big moral choice, and you know exactly what's going to happen. But an autonomous vehicle, it lives in the exact opposite of that world. Its reality is a never-ending stream of incomplete, messy, chaotic data. It's making thousands of tiny calculations every single second, and it operates entirely on probabilities, never on certainties. Now, there's a super technical name for this. It's called a partially observed Markov decision process, or POMDEP. That is a mouthful, I know, but the only words you really need to focus on are partially observed. The car never has the full picture. It's always just making its best guess. Here's a really simple way to think about it that just makes it all click. A chess program, an AI playing chess, sees the entire board. It has perfect information. An autonomous vehicle, on the other hand, is basically driving in a dense fog, all the time, constantly trying to guess what's out there. A car doesn't see a person or a bicycle the way you and I do. It sees a collection of sensor data, a blob of pixels and points, and it calculates a probability. Okay, there's an 85% chance that's a person, a 10% chance it's a tree, and a 5% chance it's just a shadow. It's a world of fuzzy math, not clean moral dilemmas. So, if the trolley problem isn't the real issue, then what is? This is where the conversation gets truly interesting, and honestly, a lot more important. The real ethical choices, the ones that matter, they aren't hiding in these spectacular 1 in a billion accident scenarios. Nope. They are in the everyday, systemic questions we have to answer before these cars are everywhere. Questions like these, how safe is safe enough? A car that's twice as safe as a human driver is still going to have accidents. Is that good enough? And what about social inequality? Will this tech just benefit the wealthy? And who owns all the data these cars will be collecting about where we go and what we do? These are the real thorny issues we need to be talking about. Let's make this totally concrete. Imagine autonomous delivery services. They might calculate that it's most profitable to serve dense, affluent areas. Well, that could pull business away from stores in lower-income food deserts, making it even harder for people there to get fresh food. That's a huge, real-world ethical consequence. The place where these decisions actually get made is in what engineers call value functions. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's basically just the rulebook. It's the code we program into the system that tells the car what to prioritize, what counts as a win. And here's the thing. Engineers are already making these choices every single day. Do you program the car to prioritize speed, getting you there as fast as possible?
Or do you prioritize a smooth, comfortable ride? Do you value aggressive efficiency in traffic or an abundance of caution? Each choice is a trade-off, and every one of those trade-offs is an embedded ethical decision.
Okay, so this brings us to the final and most important point. If the trolley problem is a folly, if it's a distraction, where do we actually go from here? The crucial point is this. Our job isn't to solve some hypothetical puzzle for machine. Our real job as a society is to have a big, messy conversation about the values we want to program into our world. Do we value speed, efficiency? What about privacy, equity? The cars are not going to decide this for us. We have to.
So ultimately, we need to flip the entire debate on its head. The fundamental ethical question for self-driving cars is not what the car should choose in a crisis. It's what values we, the people building this future, choose to give it in the first place.